Hey everyone, welcome to part 4 of our Let's Play for the game Icy, which is a new release. Came out on Steam a few days ago. It's a post-apocalyptic survival in an icy world. Uh, so in the last video it seems like we spent most of our time getting to know the different current members of our party through private conversations. And our current mission, we kind of have a bigger overarching mission and then a smaller mission to aid the bigger one. The bigger overarching mission is we've had some party members that have been captured by the Red Horsemen. So we want to find where the Red Horsemen have taken them so that we can try to get them back in some form or fashion. Actually, no, that's wrong. The Red Horsemen didn't take them. It was actually 3 mercenaries with guns and like goggles, and they looked really high tech, but we want to see where these people are being taken. And in order to do that, we are going to liaise with a contact of one of our party members, Jerome, who lives at the Wind Tower, which I'm assuming is here, but we've got a thumbtack here, which makes me think that there's going to be something happen. Looks like there's a town on the way, so... anyways, so let's do it. Let's do it. So we're moving day 3. So it looks like it just automatically skips through the night. There's not like any rest button, whatnot. You find the town and start looking around. There aren't a lot of buildings, but it seems like a relatively unspoiled place. Jerome comes near you and lowers his voice, so only you can hear him go. With Carlos and April, watch how they behave. So Jerome is suspicious of them, apparently. Jerome turns and starts speaking to everyone. We'll split into groups and go searching for supplies in the buildings that are not too damaged or look like they have been looted 100 times over. I will take the northern area with Eva and Demetra, our fantastic boss. Lay it on a little thicker, huh? We'll go with a lovely couple to check the southern part of town. Fine by me. Are we looking for something in particular? So I can kind of give an order here. Just anything useful, weapons, tools. I think we need weapons. Weapons. Okay, so let's not waste our time checking those buildings, though this one looks promising. You spend some time searching around the building, sadly without the proper tools like a light source or a crowbar. We do have a crowbar. I've got one. It's not easy to find a place that hasn't already been completely looted. While you're walking across the road, you hear April calling out for you and Carlos. Guys, come over here, I found something interesting. You see April near the border of the town among some trees. She is pointing her finger towards a building hidden by the woods. It's a strange looking building, but it seems to be intact. Being out of sight, you get your hopes up that maybe it hasn't been looted before, or at least not completely. Well, that looks promising. Let's take a look inside. You get closer to the building and reach for the handle of the door. You slowly open the door and allow the light to come inside. The inside is full of dust and dirt. It looks like it's been decades since anyone has been in here. Searching about, you discover the last people who came here, mummified bodies of ancient soldiers who likely sought refuge in here from the war. Everything seems untouched since those soldiers passed away. Maybe they were wounded. Maybe they ran out of food. Anyway, almost all of their flesh is gone, making it impossible to tell how they died. Oh my God. Are they ancient people? Light military clothes, no snow equipment, heavily decomposed bodies. Yes, they're either ancients or some of the first survivors. So we can explore the building, inspect the bodies, or inspect the main room. So I'm thinking, why don't we inspect this main room first? The room is large and full of dust. There is no furniture, only the bodies and their belongings lying around. There's nothing of interest in the room besides the bodies, so now we'll check the bodies. Nice. The bodies aren't much more than skeletons with small remnants of rotten flesh on them. You start searching through their belongings, hoping to find something useful. They look like soldiers, but I see no weapons around here. Someone has already looted this place. Maybe it was a long time ago, but maybe they left something behind. You spend some extra time thoroughly searching the bodies and their belongings, discovering 24 bullets and 3 pistols. They're a bit rusty, but still work. Cool. Finally, some luck. I mean, there are no assault rifles, but at least we'll be able to shoot back at anyone who comes at us with guns blazing. Their backpacks will be useful too. Not that I enjoy the back pain at the end of the day, but we have nowhere else to put this stuff right now. Okay, so we've inspected the main room. Now let's explore the building. You go through the same image. You go through the door on the other side of the room and find yourself in a smaller area. Strange electrical equipment connected by different wires are scattered about. It appears as if you can remove parts of the device, but it's hard to tell if they'll be worth anything to anyone. I think let's take some parts. Turns out you're unable to safely remove the electrical parts from the device and end up breaking them in the attempt. Ah, curses. So we could inspect the main room one more time, but I don't think that's useful. Well, at least we didn't waste our time. So we did find some weapons and some ammo. You spend some time searching around town a bit more as you make your way back to the center where you wait for the others to return. It isn't long till you see Jerome, Demetra, and Eva gathering at the meeting point. Looks like they may have found something useful too. So, how did it go? We got lucky. Our fearless Eva right here snuck into a building through a little hole and found some useful things inside. I told you I'm a capable survivor. Besides, I had a good teacher. I'm sure you did. Jerome smiles at the girl. Anyway, she found some nice stuff in there. An old gun, a decent crowbar, and some rope. Ah, rope. Gotta love it. Excuse me. We didn't find much more out and about, but I did manage to grab some medical plants I spotted. They're good for healing wounds. We found some weapons. 3 pistols in the first place we looked, then a hunting rifle hidden inside a house. We found a hunting rifle? Carlos, is there something you need to tell me? Sadly, we didn't find anything else of use. Not bad. Now we can travel feeling a little safer than before. Now, let's go find my friend. You managed to stuff everything you found into the backpacks and walk away from the town. Some optimism in the group finally shows through. So I wonder if we have to equip those weapons. So we've got our pistol here. Alright, so we have a crude bow, a knife, still have all this, another knife, an old pistol, and hunting rifle. See, I thought we found 3 pistols. So I'm not really sure what's going on with the game here. I'm sorry, I have some coughs. It seems as if, like, there's almost like a disjunct between, like, what actually happens in the story and what actually shows up in your inventory. Or maybe it's on the other people, I don't know. But we are going to want to equip the hunting bow. And could we equip that? Yeah, we can put it here. So the pistol is durability 10, damage 1.4. It's worth 100, weight 2. This one, better durability, better damage. So let's take that instead. Okay. And then rope. Love rope. This crowbar is better. Does it do more damage? No, just has more durability. Let's just swap it out. There we go. Huh? Was that different gear sets or something? Oh, different. It's my backpack. Okay, so different parts of my backpack. So what about here? Do we equip them too? Doesn't look like it. Okay, well, if you do, I don't know about it. So, all right. So let's keep going. So now we're going down here. So let's keep on going. See what happens. I'm sure there's some like RNG events that can happen. You can see our food total is steadily going down, and then it looks like we use one of these for each day. Okay, so we've got a fight. There are bandits. Hit point 150, morale 25. You are in open space. You can attack enemies or leave. Okay, so looks pretty even on the balance. Group hit points, we have lost a few. So we can attack them from a distance, get in a melee fight, ambush them, or avoid the enemy and leave them. Well, I mean, they're bandits. We want to take their stuff, right? So let's ambush them. Okay. Alright, so we definitely won that round. Probably gonna end up breaking the morale next round. You see an enemy leader, taking him down could give you a great advantage. I've got some points in sneak. Let's try to sneak behind him. Okay, so it didn't work. Apparently, even though it didn't say anything, it didn't work. We just took a point of damage. Okay, so let's fight him again. Worked out pretty well. They're gonna break and run. Fight is over. Did we get anything? Anything? Did we get anything for that? Doesn't look like we got anything. So I guess you have to kill them to be able to loot them. Strange. All right, so we're at the wind tower, and I guess there's different parts. So there's a marketplace, local. So I guess this is a settlement. Marketplace, local leader, local inn. Maybe we should meet the local leader first. Huh? The local leader, Maximilian, lives in a big house not too far from the tower. There's a bell next to the door. You ring it, and after a couple of minutes, he comes to welcome you. Greetings, travelers. How can I help you? So we can either leave or ask some questions. Let's ask some questions. I don't have much time. If you want to chat, feel free to talk to my citizens, but if you need something important, then go on. We can ask him, how's the situation here? We can say, do you have some work for us? So I guess we can pick up like some quests. Let's ask him, how's the situation? Pretty good, I'd say. We have pretty much everything under control, and, well, having the electricity is amazing. Yeah, I bet it is. You have some work for us? Work? Let me think. There may be something for you if you don't mind wandering around ancient cities. There's a city not far from here with a big church. Here, let me show you the place on the map. We could really use some sacred objects. Anything you find in their books, crosses, icons. Interesting. So, religious. The more you bring me, the higher the rewards you'll get. We need faith more than anything in these dark days. I'm sure April would agree. So let's leave. Let's go to the local inn. You enter inside the big building with a glowing sign on it. There are just a few people scattered around, sitting at the tables. Most of them are locals eating or drinking something. The place is well lit and there's a good smell of food. So we can approach the girl, even though we've not really heard anything about her. And talk to the innkeeper. Let's talk to the innkeeper. While you're walking to the counter, the innkeeper nods. How can I help you, traveler? So we can ask about the settlement or buy some food. Let's ask about the settlement. Most likely anything you'd want to know, but I don't have much work, so feel free to ask. So we can ask about everything, which we will. We want to know more. So let's ask about the wind tower. It's the gift God granted us, our divine blessing. We would have no power without it, no hot water, and apparently the game just decided it didn't want me to have the rest of that dialogue, so we'll click it again. And no light. Our ancestors were lucky to find this place. Okay. Ask about the leader. Maximilian does his job, and we can't complain too much about it. Sometimes we don't agree, but at least he keeps this place safe and full of supplies. What about security? Is it safe to live here? Of course it is. We have no problem keeping away bandits or other external threats. The biggest problems come when we need to go outside our walls to get food or other supplies. We don't know the outside world like you nomads do. What about your inn, bud? My father built it many years ago. I just added the second floor to host more travelers in case we need it. My wife and I can cook the food and serve some hot drinks. It's easy work, but it keeps you busy all day. Ask about eventual problems. Sometimes, especially when we need to do something outside of here, but we manage to survive. Alright, so let's stop asking questions. Sure, just tell me what you need. Buy some food. Alright, so we can trade, apparently. So I guess this is like his screen, this is our screen. So he has 50 food to sell, 100 bullets. We have, so ammo is the currency in the game. That's interesting. So we could sell, he's willing to do, 5 ammo for that, 7 for the grappling hook. Can we buy some fuel? No, he has no fuel to sell. He does have some food to sell. He does have some medicine. But he doesn't have any fuel. Okay. So medicine is 8 per. Food is 10 per. I'm not sure that I really want to buy anything just yet. Simply because, how much would he give us for this stuff? Ooh! Big money. Okay, that's understandable. The knife, he would give us 4 for the knife. Okay, so the weapons are where it's definitely at. I'm not really sure if I want to deal any weapons yet because I'm not sure how fast the durability degrades on these things. So we're gonna sit tight now that we know what he's got. Okay, that'll get 10 and that'll fetch 20. Okay. All right, so that was the inn. We didn't talk to the girl. Let's talk to the girl. Okay, you go near the girl and you notice she's actually reading an old, dirty book. She notices you and raises her eyes. May I help you with something? So we can ask about the book, or it's strange to see a reader. It's an old diary of an ancient who survived the apocalypse. It's quite interesting. So we can ask her, do you want to try the nomad life, or you're lucky to have free time? Nice point, but I can assure you that living confined in a small settlement is not that good. It's safer, but nothing interesting ever happens here. Huh. Doesn't really kind of go with the question I asked her. Let's ask her about her first. I'm Jane, the boss's daughter. It may seem to you that I have an easy life, but someday I will be the one in charge, and I don't know if I will ever be ready for that day. My father is the leader of this place. He's a good man, and that's why the Wind Tower is always open to travelers of any kind. He's not perfect, that's for sure, but at least I'm not ashamed of him. Okay. See ya. So she seems friendly enough. Alright, the only place we have not been is the marketplace. You reach the market area. There are different booths and shops around, and this is the only place in the entire settlement that seems alive. So there's a weapons trader, which I think that's our contact, food trader, tools trader, and we can ask for some information. So let's ask for information first. It says you try to stop a local citizen to ask some questions, but everyone seems busy and offers you no help. After some useless attempts, you hear a voice coming from an alley. Oh, boy. Okay. Nice aviators, bro. You see a man who wants to talk to you. Hey, you. Psst. If you have some questions, come here. I will give you the answers you need. I'm not going into the alley with you. I guess we're already in the alley, so let's just, I guess, ask him some questions. Ask about the tower. A wonderful legacy of the old world. It's a miracle this thing can still produce electricity, and you can easily see that if you look at all the other broken wind farms around you. It's not currently working at its maximum capacity. That doesn't matter. The settlement is small and it doesn't need much power. Who are you? Me? I'm Benedict, the only guy who can keep the tower running. I don't have much work, unlike the others, but they desperately need me, so nobody complains too much. So let's ask him about his knowledge. I was born in a settlement where some old scientific knowledge survived despite everything. I learned a lot about mechanics and electronics, so I just had to apply that knowledge to the tower. Well, I can't do a lot without proper tools, but at least I can keep working. The people here have no technical knowledge and worship the tower like a divine relic. I mostly pretend to work. The tower doesn't actually need a lot of maintenance. 5 years ago I came here and I offered to make some improvements to the tower. People were so grateful that they allowed me to stay. So he's kind of a grifter. Strange to see. Who's in charge? Maximilian is our leader. He's a decent person and he's able to keep everyone together. He's not the best choice, but not the worst either. What about the settlement? The people here worship the tower like a sacred artifact, and that's quite strange for someone like me. Apart from that, people are decent folks, and I have a good and relaxing job. So we've got some more dialogue options here. Let's ask about the settlement's origin. There are different legends around. That's why I think that this place was founded a really long time ago. I think that someone had discovered this field full of wind towers and repaired one. And that may have only happened a long time ago when information was better. So there's a cult. Do you mean that the people here built a cult around the tower? Precisely, but it's nothing complex. They believe that the tower is a gift from God, a blessing. The result is that they celebrate mass gathering around the foundation of the tower. What about bandits? A group of well-equipped people came here to buy supplies a few days ago. I don't know much about them, but you can ask the weapons trader. He bartered with them. Aha. Yes, quite a lot, 1 or 2 groups each week. We use electrical lights to grow some food in our greenhouse, but we're always willing to buy more from nomads. A lot of hunters come here to sell their best game. Okay, change subject. I think that's everything, so let's go away. Come again if you want to chat. It's always nice to have a good chat. So we know probably the weapons trader is going to advance the story. So let's talk to the tools trader. On top of a house there's a quiet sign on which the words "shitty tools" is written. A boy in his 20s greets you. Welcome, travelers. I will satisfy all your desires. It's a great name for a tool shop. So let's ask about the wares. What you sell here? Is it unclear? I sell tools of any kind. I even bought a sign from a stranger who knew how to read and write. So apparently, this is this guy's shop. He's illiterate, so he can't read what the sign says, but we can, and we know that he wrote shitty tools on it. It's pretty awesome. So we can tell him the truth. We can change the subject. Let's tell him the truth. The boy is surprised and angry at the same time, and he starts talking in a louder tone of voice. What? Are you serious? That prick lied to me. The boy jumps on a box and takes the sign away. Thanks, stranger. At least now my father has less chances to discover it. I will just hide it and tell him it was stolen. He searches around his wares and hands you a lockpick. Thank you, stranger. You're the only one who has told me the truth. Take this. Okay, so because we were willing to tell him that his sign said shitty tools, he gave us a lockpick. Awesome. You're new in the business, aren't you? Is it that obvious? The boy sits on a box and sighs. My father had an accident, and now he can hardly move from his bed. He sent me here to work, and if he's not satisfied, he yells at me. The boy sighs again. And he's never satisfied. Alright, so let's look at his tools. Alright, so he has a lot of tools. So it looks like he's got some good hammers, and they're pretty cheap. So it's a common hammer, a tool, and occasionally a weapon. He's got some crowbars, a Swiss, well, it looks like a Swiss Army knife, but it says lockpick, some rope, a torch. Okay, we don't want to buy all this stuff. I'm just trying to highlight it. So a torch, okay, might be handy to have. Heavy clothes. Okay, that does sound good. I think we already have that though. Traps. A mechanical trap which can stop even a bear. That would have been useful for Jerome. Alright, so that's cool. And he'll also buy our tools. But he won't buy anything else, okay? He has fuel, which is something that we need. It costs 5 each. Huh. So that's good to know. I am tempted to buy a hammer and a torch and a trap and a lockpick for sure. We already have a rope. We have 2 crowbars, so I'm not too worried about that. But the other stuff might be very handy. I'm sure we can come back to him, so I'm not going to commit to anything just yet. I don't want to spend our ammunition needlessly. Alright, so we're at the marketplace. Let's go to the food trader. A young man has a big stall displaying different kinds of food, even if it most consists of mushrooms and roots. The man greets you. Welcome, travelers. How can I help you? Alright, so we've got a few dialogue options. First, let's ask about the settlement. The wind tower is our home and our divine blessing. With the power of the wind, we can create light and heat to keep us alive. I know it's not nice to say some things in front of a nomad like you, but we're really lucky to have the tower. Let's ask him about him. Me? I'm the one who takes care of the food. When I'm not here to sell it, I take care of the greenhouses. We can't grow much food, not like those bastards at the garden. Okay, so apparently there's another settlement called the garden. But it's enough for us and for people like you, so are you interested in buying something? Let's ask him about his goods. Do you need some meat? Here's some awesome deer meat. Need some affordable food? Here's a lot of different shrooms. Feel free to ask. I have food for everyone's taste. So let's look at his food stocks. Oh, so since he's just in food, it doesn't really differentiate. You just buy the food. And it costs 10, it looks like 10 ammo. Huh, okay. Alright, so last but not least, let's talk to the weapons trader. You enter in a particularly well-built brick house. Inside you see an old man surrounded by innumerable weapons placed on tables and shelves all around the store. He raises his eyes and greets Jerome. "How are you, old man?" "Not too bad, mate. Not too bad." "I'm so happy to see you. What brings you here? I thought you decided to leave the Vale some time ago." "We had a little problem, and that's the reason why we're here. I think you can help us with this one." "Sure. Feel free to ask anything you need. Except for weapons, you'll have to pay for them." "Don't worry, you greedy bastard. We just need information. Several days ago, we were attacked by some bandits. They captured us and brought us with them. Suddenly, some well-equipped fuckers came out of nowhere. I can assure you I've never seen people with such nice equipment. They looked just like super soldiers. They had high-tech stuff, rare weapons, and combat uniforms. They weren't just some random bandits. We suspect they're a mercenary group." "Mercenaries, you say? Well, it's hard to see mercenaries around here, but I may know the man who could lead you to them. His name is Fang. He's quite a loner, but we became friends, and he always pays me a visit when he's here at the Wind Tower. I warn you, those mercenaries sound dangerous, and chasing them doesn't look like the best idea to me. Anyway, you will find Fang south of here. He lives alone in a hut. Here, let me show it on your map." "Okay, thanks. Well, at least we have a track to follow now. Thank you very much, Robert." So his name's Robert. "Not a problem. Now, is there something else I can do for you?" So, let's ask him about the settlement. There isn't really a lot to tell. We have light, we have food, and we have guns. All those things make this place a good place to live. "What about your wares?" "I have pretty much everything from simple blades to the best guns. I bet that the weapon you're searching for is somewhere in my shop. So what do you have?" "Alright, well, so he's got some military clothes. They're extremely expensive. Okay. What else do you have?" Okay, so heavy clothes, got some explosives. Something here that I can't see, I guess. Okay. Something is tripped out here. So now I'm not getting any descriptions. That's not good. So, and also, it looks like it's not, what's going on here? Wonder if we exit out and go back in, if it'll fix it. So now his name, it shows us as Robert. Oh, so it changed. It's kind of buggy. Alright, so he's got a pistol here. Okay, old pistol, crude bow, a knife. Knives are pretty cheap, huh? Alright. So he'll sell you medicine for 8, huh? Alright. So what do we want to do here? Well, it looks like, where do we need to go? Right here, the guy with the hut. I'm concerned a little bit about our fuel, so I think I probably want to pick up some fuel. I'm not as worried about food. So there's that. I think I might buy some tools. But I think that's all going to have to wait for the next video. And in the next video, we will stock up, and we're going to go searching for the man named Fang to try to learn more about these mercenaries we saw. So, hope to see you there, and thank you for watching. Game on.